Today we're going to be checking out the OLIGHT ArkFeld Ultra. This is a compact multifunctional flashlight, and in my opinion, I think it's one of the coolest flashlights that OLIGHT makes. Now this is actually a upgraded, more rugged version of their ArkFeld Pro, which I have here. I've been using this for about a year now, and it's been a really great light. You can see it very easily fits in your hand, and it's got 3 different functions. It's got a UV light, a green laser, and a pretty powerful white LED. And if you guys do end up wanting to pick up this light or the Pro, I will be putting product links in the video description. So first we're going to go over what you get inside the box, then I'm going to do a comparison between the Ultra and the Pro, and stick around until the end of the video because I will also be doing a brightness test as well. So here is the Ultra. It's got this little pull tab here that we can kind of just pull up on to get the flashlight out. Oh, it looks really nice. Got a very solid construction. It's got some like stippling on the side to help with grip, but we'll go over this in just a second. Let's see what else you get inside the box. Looks like you get this like a little challenge coin. That's pretty nice. Seems to be made out of brass. Really well made. That looks pretty cool. It's got the OLIGHT and the ArkFeld Ultra on the back. On the front, it's got the OLIGHT logo. Looks pretty cool. And then for our accessories, looks like we get our user manuals, and we have the proprietary charger here. So this doesn't use like a USB Type-C cable. It does have a magnetic connector, which makes it very easy to charge. See, it uses USB Type A, so you just plug this in, take this out of the package here, and then this just simply connects right to the bottom magnetically, so there's no fumbling around. It just connects right up to the bottom, makes it very easy to charge. And then when you connect this, it also does have a little LED right in the bottom here, which you can see right now is green, but when we hook it up, it should turn red to let you know it is charging. And it's hard to see, but it is red right now. And then we also have a little status LED on the light itself to let you know what the battery level is at. There you can kind of see that LED a little better. So it is red, and once it's done charging, it'll turn green to let you know that it's done. And when you first get the light, it will be locked. All you need to do is simply hold in this little middle button here for a couple seconds, and it will turn off the lock and turn the light on. So don't be worried when you push the button and the little battery here turns red. But this looks really nice, feels really good in hand. Again, as you can see, it's not very big. It fits pretty much right in the palm of my hand. It does have, again, the little stippling on the side to help with grip. Feels really nice. Everything on here is made of all metal. There is no plastic. Even the little clip on the back here is metal. The part right here that covers the LED lights is actually glass as well. Very durable, feels very premium as well. And like I mentioned before, it's multifunctional. So it's got a UV light, a laser, and a white LED. And you select that by simply just moving the little selector from side to side. So we've got the UV LED right here. You can see. Pretty cool. And then the laser, which is green, and then we have our white light. And it's got a couple different levels here. You just simply press in the button to turn it off, and then hold it in to change the brightness levels. And this goes all the way up to 1400 lumens. The little selector is also very easy to use to select which light you want. It's got this little raised bump on the bottom here, which allows you to easily slide it between the light that you want. You also don't have to turn off the light you're currently using to switch to another light. You just simply use the selector to switch between the lights you want, even while it's still on. Now, OLIGHT says that this ultra light is made from their O aluminum mixture, which is supposed to be as strong as titanium. And I will tell you that just by the feel of it, it doesn't feel like normal aluminum. It does actually feel like titanium. Looks really cool too. Now, like I said before, this is actually an upgraded, more rugged version of their ArkFeld Pro Light, which I have here. The ArkFeld Pro is again made from all aluminum. It doesn't have any plastic parts on it except for the cover that covers the LEDs. Where I mentioned before on the Ultra, it's got glass. So that's one of the subtle differences between the Ultra and the Pro. Second being the type of aluminum that they're made from. Again, the Ultra is made from their O aluminum, where the ArkFeld Pro is just made from their regular aluminum. If we look at the sides, you can also see the difference in their texturing. This one has some stripes on the side, and the Ultra has these like micro stipplings, which I actually like. I think the stippling gives it a little more grip than the regular Pro does. Now, both of these lights are the same color temperature, but the Ultra actually does 100 lumens more than the Pro. The Ultra can do 1400 lumens, where the Pro can only do 1300. There's also a very slight increase to beam distance. The Ultra gets 337 meters and the Pro gets 334. There's also a slight difference in candelas. The Ultra has 2630, whereas the Pro has 2608. Again, there's also a slight difference in turbo runtime. The Ultra can last 120 minutes on turbo, and the Pro can last 126. There's also a slight difference in weight as well. The Ultra is 4.2 ounces or 119 grams, whereas the Pro is 3.92 ounces or 111 grams. Other than that, it just really comes down to the physical differences. Like I mentioned before, the different types of grips on the side. On the Ultra, everything is pretty much etched out right into the metal. You can see the OLIGHT logo, the battery symbols, the symbols for your light. Everything is etched out actually into the metal, so this will never wear or rub off. Whereas the Pro kind of has like a sprayed on type of texturing to give you those symbols, which may or may not rub off after time. There's also no little battery symbol etched out for the LEDs on the Pro either. It's those little subtle differences that make the Ultra just feel a little bit more premium. And because of the type of material it's actually made out of, it's much stronger. And then really quick, I'll just show you the differences between the lights of these two flashlights before we actually go on to the light testing of the Ultra, just so you guys can kind of see. This is their lowest setting, and you can kind of see that the lights are pretty much exactly the same. They're both the same temperature. That 100 lumen difference doesn't really make a big difference at all. We'll go ahead and turn it on to the medium and then to the high. But you can see pretty much these lights are almost identical. I mean, from my eye, I can't really tell the difference between the two lights. So whether you're going to go with the Ultra or you're going to go with the Pro, you're really going to get a good flashlight either way. It really just comes down to the feel and the ruggedness of the Ultra over the Pro. And the bottom of this light is also magnetic, so not only does it work really well for charging, but you can easily connect this to most metal surfaces, allowing you to light up a specific area and work hands-free. And the UV LED on this flashlight is also really handy. You can use it for multiple things, like using it to check for counterfeit bills if you just sold something on Facebook Marketplace or OfferUp. You can also use it to see where you didn't clean around the house. Also, if you ever go on vacations, you can use it to see how clean your hotel room is. Yuck. And if you happen to have a pet, you can use it to tell if they peed somewhere on the floor. Another really useful thing you can use the UV light for is if you're going to the beach or the pool and you're putting on sunscreen, you can use the UV light to see where you've missed putting sunscreen on your skin. Just make sure you don't put the UV light directly into your eyes or shine it for long periods on your skin. Here's also something really cool you can see with the UV light. Here I've got my Google Pixel Pro, I've got my Galaxy S24 Ultra, and my iPhone 15 Pro Max. As you can see, the whole screen protector on my iPhone 15 Pro Max lights up because I use the screen protector from Whitestone Dome that has full UV liquid adhesive. But the other two screen protectors are just normal press-on screen protectors. So I'm not sure what this thing in the middle is. It's pretty cool though. And then as for the green laser, you can use it to play around with your pets. You can use it to point things out for conferencing. And this laser goes really far, which you'll see later on in my brightness test. So now that we've taken a look at the ArkFeld Ultra itself, let's see what these lights can actually do. All right, so here we are outside my house, and it's about as dark as it's going to get. It's actually showing up a little bit lighter on camera than it is in real life, but you can still get an idea of how bright the flashlight is. So first we're going to start off with low mode. As you can actually see that the garage is getting lit up. The low mode is definitely good for seeing kind of your immediate area around you to get around. Now, if it was actually pitch black out, you would definitely be able to see a lot more with this low mode. Now let's move on to medium. You can definitely see a lot more area with this mode. It's actually got a pretty wide angle on this LED light. It's actually lighting up a lot more than I can actually show you on camera, which is definitely good. It's got a nice wide beam. And then we'll move on to high. Now you can really see a lot. It's got that big spotlight in front, and then it lights up a much wider area outside that huge spotlight in the middle. Definitely allows you to see a lot outside. And then we'll go on to turbo. That is definitely a lot brighter, and you can kind of see when I move the light up how much more area is kind of lit up below that as well. That is incredible from such a small light. And then we have strobe, which is super bright. All right, so now I'm going to aim the flashlight kind of down the street so you can see how much more of an area this light actually lights up. Again, we're going to start on low mode. So as you can see, it doesn't really light up much more area other than what's pretty much right in front of you. So that's what low mode is good for. Then we'll move on to medium. Definitely see a lot more area there. Definitely goes a little bit more down the street. Then we'll move on to high. Definitely lights up a lot more area. You can kind of see more down the street now. And then I'll put it on turbo. Definitely lights up a lot more area there. Now we're going to test out the laser. I'm actually going to shine it kind of at the house directly in front of us. I'm going to put it on the side of the house, so I don't want to put it in anybody's window or anything like that. But this will give you some idea of how far this laser can actually go. It's actually pretty far. So here we go. So you can see the laser on the street. Just follow it out. And there you can see it on the side of the house all the way out there. And I'll zoom in so you can kind of see it a little better. I'd probably say that's maybe like, I don't know, 200 feet away, 100 feet, 150 feet. And it can go further than that. It's actually pretty far. So there's a car all the way down there. I think it's a truck. It's definitely further than the house I was just shining the laser on. So I'm gonna shine it on that truck to show you how far it goes there. And I'm gonna try to zoom in so you guys can see it a lot better too. So there's the truck I was talking about. And there it is on the truck. It is super far. So overall, I am pretty impressed with this light. I love the fact that it gives you the 3 different options, the UV, the laser, and the white LED. And I'm actually really impressed at how bright it actually gets with this one little white LED. So just as I was with the ArkFeld Pro, I'm just as impressed with the Ultra. It's just these very subtle differences that make it a little bit better than the Pro. Again, the finish and the materials that are used in the Ultra make it feel that much better. It also feels really good in the hand, along with these little grips that they decided to add on the sides. I'm always impressed with this one LED that can get that bright. Very impressed. Works really well. And I do like the inclusion of the laser and the UV LED. It's just a couple other lights that I think make it that much more functional. The only downside, which is not a huge deal for this light, is the proprietary charger. I do absolutely love the fact that it clips very easily onto the bottom to take all the guesswork out of charging, and you trying to fit that USB cable into the port makes it super easy. But unlike USB Type-Cs, these chargers are not readily available. So you will need to either carry this around with you, buy a couple more, but always have it readily available to actually charge up your light. Again, not a huge deal, just something to note, and everything else about this light I absolutely love. And I know once you guys try out this light, you're going to love it too. And if you do want to pick it up, again, I will be putting product links in the video description. And if you've ever used an OLIGHT flashlight before or actually purchased this, let me know your experience down in the comments below. And if you guys enjoyed the video, let me know by hitting the like button and consider subscribing. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.